Yo, welcome to Kurojo Builds. Masters of the Universe is in cinemas. We're the only people in the world watching He-Man, even if the audience aren't. Now, this was an advanced screening the day before it came out, but we both loved it. It's banging. So much so that we then had to go desecrate an English heritage site while he reenacted moments from the movie, which was a good fun day. So I chopped it, smacked on some visual effects rim, and there he is, burning off a bit of energy. He'll sleep well tonight. This, of course, led to a build. Grab a piece of XPF, my go-to. Here's the measurements, and some Chronicles figures. So to date we have Ram Ham, Dunkin' Donuts, Fist Fingers, Star Jaws, Eye Drops, and the main man himself, 30 Seconds to Eternia. Finishing up with the stars of the show, He and Kit Kat. Pretty sure that's the names. I've been a fan since '82, so don't argue. Okay, so what we're going to build, sketch it out. This is going to be a playorama. So it's like a diorama, so it's nice for taking some photos against, but it's also going to have play functionality and be nice and tough, because my lad's going to be let loose on this. It's more for him to play with his figures on. So it needs to hold up to a bit of a beating. Anyway, I'm thinking a kind of a semi-ruined area of Eternia that's still quite luscious. So I'm going to need to do some pretty colourful horticulture on the place. We'll have a groovy archway that figures can fit inside. No doubt have them standing on the top as well if I can be asked. And then you've got this open area at the back. Happy enough with that. Moving on. So we start with a standard slab of XPF, 60 by 120 centimetres. Gonna need some plastic plants from Amazon. The gaudier the colour, the cheaper they are. And for you ASMR freaks,
does it feel good?
yeah, you love it. Gotta say, Jared Leto is absolutely fantastic in the movie. It's really cool. It's a real shame it's not hitting big box office numbers. Something's gone wrong there. I have my thoughts on that, but this isn't a review channel, so I'm not gonna get into that. But go see it. You could do worse things with a couple of hours. It's really cool. So sketching out my ruins here, just freehand. I'm going from the sketch, but I'm not really paying too much attention at this stage, just whatever feels right. Getting out the old Proxon wire cutter. Now, don't worry if you don't have one of these, you can just not bother. See ya, thanks for watching. Not really, that's just some crafting lols. Just use a good craft knife, or a crap one. These are ruins, man. Use your teeth if you have to. Let's do a quick dry fit. So we'll just check out our sizes and our scales. Good time to bring the figures in actually and have a little look and see how things are lining up. And as we can see, Mum-Ra there looking absolutely perfect. To the scale of the doorway. Great, and why not bung in Lion-O as well? Just the most obvious comment baiting that's ever been put on YouTube. Anyway, we're sort of around this mark. Let's now add some detail. So I'm carving in, I use a sharp scribe pen for this, and I don't recommend it. It was very whippy and aggressive, and I thought, well, I'm going to heat treat it afterwards and smear it in paint, and that will hide it. And it didn't particularly. I wish I'd used a biro or something a bit softer. Of course, you can also hack at it with your fingernails and any other tools you have lying around. I also have these quite small slates for the garden, and each one obviously has a unique pattern. They're really cool just for imprinting some stonework and taking chunks out of your foam. Quite a fast process. And using some of the offcuts from the foam, I also knock up some trees, or at least the trunks, and using a slate rock to scratch in a load of detail. Free detail, very quick, very easy. It's just a quick pass for the moment while I work everything out. And now I'm just gonna hot glue a couple of these trees in just to see if I can get the composition to match the original sketch. Yeah, there's no real good order to do this. There is a good order. I'm unaware of it. Going back to the actual movie, I was actually quite surprised with the messaging. Being a Gen Xer myself, kid of the 80s, it actually took the piss a little bit out of the kind of PC, HR kind of culture And in as much as you shouldn't be bullying or the overuse of power, there also comes a time when you meet somebody who just needs a good twatting. At least that's what I took from it anyway. So this is where we're at, and yes, those of you with keen eyes will see that that is in fact an AI shot. I used AI.
Sue me.
Yeah, I lost the footage of the wide shot and had to improvise. The AI trees look better than mine, so there you go. Here's mine. Also missing was me creating these little buttress parts that go on the top of the tower. Just cut with foam and scratched in with the scribe tool and a biro. And again, just dry testing the plants that are all just pushed into the foam with no glue, so I can check the composition and I like it. And then my lad come and give it a quick test play with his favourite character, Shredder. Time for some paint. Ooh, lovely. Just gonna slap that paint on. Using a light cream, it's just an acrylic paint. Gotta be careful what solvents you use on this foam, especially if you haven't pre-covered it in something protective like Mod Podge or similar. I couldn't be bothered with that. I just want to hit this with a cream paint and be done. So I'm using an acrylic that has Mod Podge mixed in it, just to make it a little bit more robust for the stamping of toy figures, which will inevitably happen. I did it with all the paints except for the finishing passes. They're just straight acrylic. This is actually an luminous green, a day-glow green that I mixed with a bit of flat black primer. And when UV hits it, it glows, which is kind of fun. But you can't tell that because it looks very dark. Anyway, boom, more AI. Sorry, don't cry. It does look nice though, don't it? I wish mine looked that neat. Anyway, stick this in and do some landscaping. It's really lovely working with this foam. These little sharp plants, they just poke right in, and I'm dipping them in a little bit of super glue, which you're not really supposed to use with the foam, but it'll bond. Just make sure that the room is well aired. Look at this.
Now we're cooking.
But looking at this made me realise that we were missing some blue. Eternia has some blue plants, so I had to buy some. Here they are. Pop them in. And FYI, this is now the actual diorama and not AI. And neither's this. Practical lighting and some VFX. Playing with toys is fun. Nearly done, so just giving it all a nice detail pass, brightening up these stones. And you'll see it was off camera, unfortunately, but I added some flecked paint, the old toothbrush technique, bit of dark acrylic, and made lots of little spots all over the floor. Just some fast and free texture. Not really free, but I mean, it wasn't a lot of paint, you know, it's mostly free texture. And of course, I'm not going for ultra detail. This is still supposed to be like a play mat, effectively, for toy figures. And the Chronicle figures are really cool. I mean, they're not Black Series good, but they're good. Nice detail, really great posability. That's maybe the coolest thing about them. Anyway, happy enough with this. Let's do that annoying Filmation style transition again.
He stood upon the mountaintop, still gleaming in the night. A champion of pure muscle, born to lead the fight. To hold the sacred power sword and raise it to the stars.
Right, so to keep the little archway area dark inside, I added this back plate, which needs a little bit of black 3.0 painted on it. So while I was knocking about in the garage, I remembered that I had an item that might be useful for this build. And sure enough, I found this aquarium dragon thing, which to me looks very He-Man. So I'm going to incorporate it into this door. So here's that UV paint concoction I was talking about that I used for the moss. So this is the diorama pretty much finished.
But wait! There's more!
So it was kind of bugging me that you could see whatever was right directly behind the diorama because of the hole in the wall. So off camera, I built this companion piece, which I also printed up some little backdrops for these archways. And it works nice as a little standalone display. But if you're feeling frisky, you can place it behind the main display, and gives you some nice depth and some more play features. You can have people hiding behind the wall, etc., etc. It's very fun. Or you can move it here to the side, depending on what you're up to. Maybe you're using it as a photographic backdrop, and use it to patch any background holes. Anyway, let's play with it. This is what it was for. Yeah, that's sick. Chunky boy. Okay, like this triclops sneaking out the back. Where's he gone? That's mad. Trapjaw was really good. I like the Trapjaw figure. Cool. I like the character in the film. He looked amazing. Really good done.
Look at there's poison in him.
Oh, he's found a poisonous plant. Oh, what? Oh no, with his crazy fingers.
Yeah.
Toxic touch. Just off the top rope. Very full. No fist He-Man. Oh yeah. More Rama. You go to Skeletor. Nick does it with a little bit more conviction.
Yeah, we'd have it a bit more loud.
Yeah, he sounds like he's less embarrassed than Dolph.
I have the power.
I have the power.
I have the
Dolph Lundgren's cool though.
I have the power.
That's a cool dude. No, he didn't look so happy playing him.
Yeah, he did that.
On today's episode of Kurojo Builds, we learned that twatting someone really hard is sometimes always the right thing to do. I can't keep that laugh up.